pint-sized SUVs are all the rage this year, and here's Ford's offering for the burgeoning category, the EcoSport. It was developed in Brazil, it's built in India, and because Ford is chasing a bigger slice of the global SUV pie, it's available pretty much anywhere, including Australia. There's even an Aussie connection for what is one of the cheapest SUVs you can buy. If you're thinking the grille reminds you of the bigger Ford Territory, well, it's no coincidence. Ford's Melbourne design studio was responsible for the front-end styling. The overall look is slightly unorthodox. It's a tall vehicle for something that measures about 4 metres long. And external spare wheel housings are rare on new SUVs now that the Honda CR-V and Toyota RAV4 have ditched them as trademark features. The tailgate opens via a lever, cleverly concealed in the taillight. Now, as you can see, side hinged rather than roof hinged as is conventional. Not quite ideal for right-hand drive markets like Australia because it does block your access slightly from the pavement. However, inside the boot, not particularly deep, but it is high. There's about 346 litres. That's 20% more than the Fiestas, not quite as much as the benchmark boot that you get in the Peugeot 2008. Now, if you need larger items to get in here, such as a mountain bike, then you do this. It's a pull strap operation. One pull to bring the seat back down, and a second one to tip it all forward. Do the same with the other side, and you get a reasonably flat, although slightly stepped, cargo area. Inside the EcoSport's cabin, the dash is virtually a carbon copy of the Fiestas. Now that's good in terms of design, and particularly the smartphone-inspired centre stack. Not so good in terms of the plethora of hard plastics and the fact that there's not really many colourful trims just to brighten things up a little bit. However, for a car that's pitching itself as an SUV, there are a number of practical elements. There are 20-odd storage spaces in the EcoSport, including a cooled glove box in the Trend and Titanium versions, a pull-out drawer beneath the front passenger seat. There are multiple cup and bottle holders, though the front door pockets are a bit on the shallow side, and there's also useful 12-volt sockets both front and rear. For music and phone connectivity, there's Ford's Microsoft-backed sync system. The voice-activated setup can also provide audible text messages and even call emergency services automatically in the event of a crash. There are 3 trim levels, comprising base model Ambiente, mid-range Trend, and the flagship Titanium we're testing here. This comes with features such as roof rails, leather interior, rain-sensing wipers, and auto headlights. For now, the Ambiente disappointingly misses out on cruise control and parking sensors. The steering wheel adjusts for height as well as reach, and that helps to give you a really comfortable driving position. And the elevated body and seating give you a great view of your surroundings. From there, the EcoSport driving experience gets even better. Being based on the Fiesta, that's the most fun car to drive in the city car class, it's no shock that the EcoSport is an equally great car to drive. Yes, there's more body roll because there's a higher centre of gravity, but there's nothing but assured balance, and the steering is really sweet, progressive and smooth. There's a little bit more firmness than the Fiesta because of the stiffer springs on the suspension, but it's really good at absorbing bumps, whether they're potholes or just little imperfections. There are 2 engines available depending on model. A 1.5 litre is the biggest and is the only engine available with an automatic gearbox, but the combination struggles to shift this forward with conviction. If you're happy to change gears manually, the EcoSport is most effective with a 1 litre 3-cylinder engine that is so small it can fit on a piece of A4 paper. Direct fuel injection and a turbocharger help to make the 1 litre more powerful and more fuel efficient than the 1.5. Now, the EcoBoost version is still not particularly quick, but it's very smooth. There's a beautiful meaty mid-range, and I've got to say, personally at least, I love that characterful hum that the 3-cylinder makes. Lovely. Ford still has some work to do on its interiors, and that side hinge tailgate isn't quite the ideal setup. However, if you're in the market for a city-sized SUV, the EcoSport is still relatively practical, it's one of the most affordable you can buy, and it's a pretty damn good drive.